Welcome back to the Home Studio Simplified channel. Want to give a huge congratulations once again to 𝗠𝗏𝗏 𝗧𝗿 for winning the Crossroads Mix competition. That's not what we'll be announcing today for a winner, though. Today we're going to be announcing the winner of the HSS Song Contest. These are monthly song contests that take place here on the channel. You guys submit your music. We then all gather all that music together. We listen to it together. I give some honest feedback on the music as well as people in the chat. It's always kind feedback. It's never anything like, your music stinks, quit putting it out there. And if it is like that, we get those people out of the chat quickly because we want this community to grow and we want individuals to feel safe in submitting whatever that they do. But actually today, what we're going to be talking about is the winner for the HSS Song Contest. But I want to give a shout out to 𝗠𝗏𝗏 anyways, because that was a really cool mix of the song that we put out here on the channel. But today, rather, is a Cakewalk by BandLab Q&A. And so if you have any questions, Cakewalk, or for that matter, any questions audio, feel free to shoot those in the chat and we will get to those. But before we get started, if this is your first time here, I see some first timers in the chat already. We got Dio and Bruce Brooks. Thank you guys so much for showing up. A big round of applause for you all. This channel exists to simplify the complexities of the home studio and to help you make professional sounding music in a less than professional space. We can dream alone, we can create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. So good to see Jürgen in the chat. Awesome. A Rocket Fuel mixing member. So good to have him in here. Jürgen, I'm going to go ahead and make you a moderator. So if you see anything wonky in the chat, you can go ahead and take care of that, buddy. Jürgen is a phenomenal individual and a phenomenal musician. So glad to have him in the chat today. And now let's give a big shout out to some chart toppers. Hey, look, there's Jürgen. And there's Bop Studios as well. He's also on this list here. So these are individuals who have helped to keep the lights on, so to speak. These are folks who have either signed up for the Patreon membership page, or they are a member here on the YouTube channel. And I would definitely urge you, if you're a member here on the YouTube channel, go ahead and migrate that over to Patreon, because YouTube doesn't want to pay people for their hard work. But Patreon will allow me to actually get whatever it is. If it's $1, $5, whatever that is a month, it allows me to actually get the most out of that. Because as I just disclosed on the Patreon page last night, I went into the back story here, back end, I guess is how you would call that, and actually showed exactly all of my earnings that I make a month on Patreon and on YouTube. Hopefully that helped to open some people's eyes that, you know, this isn't a career for me. It's just something, it's a labor of love that I love to do. But these are individuals who have helped, whether it be through a super chat feature that you'll find in the bottom, I think it's the left-hand portion of your chat. You can also donate that way as a one-time donation. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just here to help. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about some of the features that are being released in the new 2021.06, or in other words, the June rollout edition of Cakewalk. Now, as of right now, looks like Mac Thompson is here too. Another first timer. Thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate that. Working on a mix from service. Oh, nice. So I'm assuming you're talking about a church service. That's cool. Bruce Brooks has been a Cakewalk user for over, whoa, my goodness. Awesome. Super cool. Let me make sure this is centered up properly. My OCD is killing me. There we go. Wow, that is awesome. 25 years, man. That is a long time to be using a DAW. And in my personal opinion, you're using the best that's out there. So, okay, let's see here. I want to make sure too that I can highlight some of your all's comments so that we can answer them on the screen if you were to bring those up as well. So let me try to get that fixed here. There we go. Awesome. So Dio says, your videos have helped me a lot. Thank you so much, Dio. I appreciate that. Bruce Brooks says, Love the Johnson amp and the titles. I have a Millennium 150. Ooh, in mint condition. Nice. Those Johnson amps are highly underrated, man. Bops is here. He says he's almost missed it. Well, I'm glad you're here, buddy. And then Jurgen says he wants to know if I had a chance to look at the Cakewalk update, which that's what we're going to kind of dive into a little bit today. And then Matt Thompson's here, says he's been following for a few months. And this is the comment I was referring to a minute ago where he says he was working on a mix from a service. I'd like to hear that. So, been a Cakewalk user for about 25 years. Man, I cannot believe that. And then lastly, Bops has said there's a lot of MIDI tweaks in this version. So let's get into some of those and just see exactly what we have to work with. We probably won't be able to dive into them per se like live here, but we'll definitely. I appreciate that, Jurgen. No problem, buddy. But we will definitely get into some of this today. So let's just kind of go through real briefly exactly what they've added here. So one of the first things that's on the list is improved input and output port naming for hardware and software ports. So it looks like, okay, yeah, this is pretty cool. So it says that the audio and synth input and output ports now include a channel number prefix before the port names. That's definitely helpful and needful. When user-defined selects user-friendly names in the edit preferences audio devices, you can now specify left or right channels. That's pretty cool too. Good deal. Or if it's stereo, it'll be 1+2. So, okay. And hey, Micah's here. Cakewalk's always worked well for Bruce. No need to change. Exactly. Oop. Didn't mean to open that. Sorry. So, with that being said, that's one of the first updates that they rolled out in the 2021.06. The other is improved dropout management. Now, this is definitely useful. It says they were introduced dropout analytics to allow diagnosing and resolving common issues of audio dropouts. While dropout messages may be useful to diagnose the cause of the problems, we can be intrusive to workflow when small audio interruptions are inconsequential. Love these big words they're using here. So it says it looks like they've got dropout codes that they've added now too, which is cool. And then handling dropouts during playback and operation. Okay, so mask dropout detection. Okay. When you do this, Cakewalk will continue playback and recording after it encounters a maskable dropout. This can prevent unwanted interruption of playback and a lost take while recording. Nice. Nice. Great point there, Bops. Great point. So yeah, this is definitely another cool update. And I have not updated yet because I wanted to show you here live what that would look like if you were going to update. Hey, Hit the Road Music Studio. Nice to have you, Addie. We're getting ready to release an interview here soon with Addie. Super awesome guy. You're going to love that interview. Actually, it might be released by tomorrow even. So awesome. And it will be also released as a podcast as well. So the most recent podcast that was released was on the breakdown of Michael Jackson's home studio demo of Billie Jean, which went over really well. It was pretty cool. So another great update we're getting here is new arrangement based on existing arrangement. Okay, cool. I don't use the arranger feature as much as I would like to, but this will definitely be a great improvement to it. So nice. Grid lines in the tempo track. I like that. Definitely like that. And then you can also specify shape smoothing behavior for the freehand tool for envelope shapes. That's very cool too. More and more with these updates, Cakewalk is really starting to, I mean, they've always been, at least in my opinion, they've always been front and center, top of the line, definitely running neck and neck with some of the industry standards, quote unquote. But now they're starting to, I think, overtake some of the key features that are the reasons why individuals use other DAWs. So I know some of the stuff like this right here, and let's see, note names in the piano view, persist per track. That's very cool. But some of these things, articulation maps, yeah, these are the things that certain people will use, like Cubase and Ableton Live, improved VST3 support. Alt plus the mouse wheel now zooms in piano view. Nice. That's a huge change. Needed to add that. That's going to definitely help you MIDI operators out there. Very cool with that. By the way, if you guys have not had a chance to go over and check out Addy's channel, Hit the Road Music Studio, you definitely want to do that. A lot of cool stories there, a lot of good vibes. You want to check out his Dara Tribe's music video. He sent that over to me after our interview. Absolutely amazing work. And it's music that you're just not going to hear every day. Super cool. Recorded in the desert, of all places. Addy's sort of unique take on things is that instead of waiting for bands to come to him, he goes to the bands. So it's very cool. It looks like they've also added optimizations for 𝗏𝗏 support. And then it just says new features, which takes you back to this page. Very cool. Very cool. So I haven't updated yet because I wanted to show you. Oh yeah. And then obviously being able to move multiple tracks at once. I don't think they even mentioned that in here, did they? Replace single synth, new note names. Yeah, here it is. Reorder multiple tracks simultaneously. So now you can reorder multiple tracks simultaneously by dragging in the track pane. To do so, select the tracks you want to reorder, then drag any selected track. Super cool. Man, that is going to be a huge time saver for whenever you're wanting to rearrange things within your timeline. Or within your track pane, rather. So, very cool, very cool. So what I wanted to do, though, is I wanted to actually open up Cakewalk and show you what that would look like if you haven't updated yet. What that would look like if you just opened up Cakewalk. So here we are. We're opening it up. You'll see here in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, I have a VST scan option available. Now, normally right here, there would be another toast notification, as they call it, that would pop up. And I think it's because I've already opened it on this computer. But normally there would be another pop-up that would say, hey, there's a new update here. If that doesn't pop up, you can go up here to the help section, and then you can go into check for updates. And here it is. Let me zoom into that bad boy. Oops, I got Jurgen's Jurgen's comment in the way there. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can get that out of the way. Okay, there we go. So this is what it would look like. And what you'll notice here is you've got your different sections of this. Whoop. I'm trying to control too many things all at once here. Hold on. There we go. What you'll notice here in this section is you have the what's new, which will lead you to the page that we just looked at, where it'll show you everything that's been updated. And then also you have obviously your download now, which will lead you to actually installing it and downloading it. I want to go ahead and do that, but I'm afraid if I do that during this stream, it will crash it. So we won't be seeing any of these per se live today. Just for the sake of keeping the stream going, because we do have some questions that are already starting to stream in. This won't be as long of a stream as it normally is, just simply due to the fact that I want to get as many questions in there as I can and answer as many questions, but I also have some obligations to do with family today. This is the holiday weekend for us here in America. We're celebrating Independence Day, and so me and my family are going to go have some ice cream. And I'm probably going to be forced to cook out. But we will see. We will see. All right, so let's look at some of these questions here, because we got some individuals with some crying emojis. We want to make sure that we get this. Okay, so, by the way, this is a newcomer. Let's give them a good big shout out there. And I believe this is Addy's first time on the channel as well, Hit the Road Music. So let's give him a big shout out. All right. So he says, Manjoit Day C8. I hope I said that right. At any rate, he says, Melodyne is not available. Please help. So it is my understanding that Melodyne is actually a trial version in the latest Cakewalk by BandLab. Now, if you owned the previous versions of Cakewalk, which was, let's see, Cakewalk Sonar at the time, obviously. But if you own the previous versions, I believe, let me check real quick, but I think it was the Essential version, yes. So in the previous versions of Cakewalk, you had Essential. In this newest version of Cakewalk by BandLab, you have a trial version. Now, if you want to upgrade to the Essential version, there is actually a 40% off sale going on right now. So you definitely want to check that out. And if you use the link in the description of this video, and I can actually get that for you right now, maybe. Yeah. So if you use, oops. Where's it at? Yeah. This link right here. I'm going to post it in the chat right now so you guys will have access to that. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's wanting me to put in some huge garbled. Let me just, let me get you the better link here. You don't want to click on all that. That's a big, long mess. There we go. So if you click on this, this link that I've just posted in the chat right now, I believe you will get not only the 40% off, but I believe also you get, maybe you don't anymore. Click on that link. You may or may not, don't quote me on this, but you may actually get an extra percentage off by using my link. I just recently became a Melodyne affiliate. And so even if you don't use the link, because I'll get a small commission at no extra cost to you for picking that up. And the Essential version, I think, is very, very affordable, and it's worth it. I have had the Essential version for years. I mean, years. Never needed to upgrade. The only time that you would want to upgrade to like the studio version or those larger, more expensive paid versions is if you actually, let me see a scenario. Like for acoustic guitar recording, maybe you've recorded an acoustic guitar, you've got it from a client, you can't re-record it. There's no option for you to re-record. You can actually use the studio version, and let's say their B string was out of tune, which is a common thing with guitarists. You can actually go in and tune just the B string, which is super cool. You can't do that with a lot of programs on the market. So awesome. Looks like that helped. Good deal. So by the way, Bruce Brooks says that he updated early this morning to the newest update in Cakewalk and has no problems whatsoever. Good deal. Bop Studio says, I think it's around $100. I will double check on that. I think you're right, though. I think it's maybe 99. It's close to that, though. I'll just click on the link real quick and we'll go check it out. Okay, so the studio version is astronomically priced. Let's see. Don't let that deter you, however, because it's definitely worth it. By the way, there's been a new update to Melodyne 5, so any of the versions, whether it's Essential, whatever, is going to get a nice little update as well. It looks like the price might have actually went down. No, it's still, okay, so the Essential version is $99. So, but like I said, you can edit your vocals, you can edit bass tracks, anything that's monophonic, that's not polyphonic, you can edit that seamlessly. It also integrates very well with Cakewalk by BandLab and allows you to actually map audio files into MIDI files, which is super cool. Like, let's say you lay a bass line, or maybe you don't have a bass guitar in the studio. You can take a guitar and just with one string it, and then take that and drag it up to the top of your pane in Cakewalk, and it will convert that into a MIDI file, and then you can use like a bass VSTI and actually get a good bass sound from it. So there's a lot of reasons why you would want to use this. Now, if you have, I'm almost positive they have sort of a let's see. So the Melodyne 5 Essential update from the previous versions, that's always free. Any of the updates they do is free. And it also comes with a standalone. So if you don't even want to open your DAW, you just want to do some vocal tuning real quick, you can just use that. Not 100% sure, but I think they even have like a buy-up plan, like a loyalty. So if you own Essential, I think you get a portion of that price shaved off if you go to a higher tier. I know 𝗍𝗿𝗀 works like that. So that's super cool. But yeah, if you guys are thinking about updating to that, definitely use the link in the description of the video. And at no extra cost to you, you'll help out the channel a little bit. Mob the Gamer's in here. What's up, Mob? Good deal. Looks like we got another newcomer. I'm going to probably butcher your name, but I'm going to try 𝗁𝗁𝗃. Good to have you here. Okay. Let's see here. He says that he's got Melodyne with a Nectar 3 purchase. Nice. Yeah, and that's the thing about the Melodyne and the 𝗁𝗁𝗍 brand is they are really in cahoots with a lot of other brands. So there might be something that you can buy that you are already going to buy that will come with the essential version. So that's definitely cool. And of course, you've always got the trial version to actually try it out if you want to. There's a free 30-day trial of everything that they offer. So if it's even the studio version, you want to try it out and see if that would be worth it. And yet again, if you're going to buy that studio version, you better be using my link, because very cool program though. I cannot recommend it enough for vocal tuning, especially. I know the auto-tune thing is kind of like, you know, it's got that specific sound. If you're wanting that sound, there's free plugins that you can get other than auto-tune. I know auto-tune now has like a monthly buy-up plan feature too. So that's always an option. I'm not saying you have to use this, and I'm not just pushing it just because I'm an affiliate. I'm actually pushing it because it's the most transparent that I've ever heard of any vocal tuning plugin. And you can actually create melodies, you can create harmonies, you can create all kinds of stuff with this. It's really limitless, the things that you can do with this plugin. So yeah, Jurgen says the sale may be over. It was until the end of June. Ah, that's not cool. Let me see if I can't, you know what, if you purchase the essential version or any other version for that matter today, email me and let me know, and I will reach out to 𝗁𝗁𝗍. I'm in pretty good cahoots with them, and I'll see if I can't get you a discount. And if I can't, I can't, but I may be able to. But if you were going to buy it anyway, I mean, you would definitely get something out of it. So Mob the Gamer says, hey to everybody. And he also has the version of Melodyne 5, says it's amazing. On the MIDI stuff, here is a site explaining the articulation stuff. I think he tried to post a link, but it will not allow you to post a link. Let me make you a moderator real quick, Bops, and then that way you can actually post a link. There you go. So I think Bops had a link for us about the articulation stuff. So if you want to go ahead and try to repost that now, it should allow you to post a link. And yes, to Mob the Gamer's point, Cakewalk integrates seamlessly with Melodyne. I mean, it's beautiful. The whole, it's beautiful. All right. So it looks like we have about 13 viewers right now and 8 likes. Go ahead and give this video a like while you're here. Might as well, as them kids say these days, smash that like button. All right, so Mark Wilkins has got a good question here. He says, trying to integrate my Alesis V49 with Cakewalk beyond the keyboard and drum pads. I have tried the 𝗪𝗍 protocol for integrating the transports, but no dice, lots of buttons and knobs wasted. Okay, so that is where you will need to use the ACT feature that's found within Cakewalk. And let me kind of bring this up here a little bit. Sorry, it cut off the bottom half of your your comment there. And then we will get to this question here right after we get to this one. Okay, so let me just start a new project, and we'll just go with a blank one real quick here. All right, so up at the top of your screen, when you first open up Cakewalk, you're going to see that there is, and if you don't see this, you can actually get to this by just adjusting the way that this control bar looks. You can resize all modules. But I have mine set up this way so that I can see pretty much everything that's available. But what you want to do is you want to pull up this ACT feature, and then this will pull up the controller and surface dialog. And from here you go to, let me make sure I can zoom in on this. So ACT feature. And this only works on tracks 1 through 8, but then you can bounce it down to other tracks as you're moving along. But then you're going to click on select hardware and controller surface. And from here, you'll see I got my USB Oxygen 49 set up here. And my Y color is green. So that means I'm going to set it to purple. Why not? Now, if you don't have one that's showing up here, you just simply hit this add new control surface, and it should show up in this list. Now, most of the time, if it doesn't show up in Cakewalk, what you want to do is use Cakewalk generic surface and then set your input and your output to, in this case, it would be your 𝗟𝗟𝗄𝗧. Okay? And you can actually open up and see what all MIDI devices are available here. So from here, you would just input all that and say, okay. As you can see, it's created a secondary one. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this first one. And I'm going to make the color of that one purple. Okay, so now that I've got that set up, I can go in here. Let me zoom back out again. And let's say that I want to, let me just import some media real quick. Gotta find some media first. Let's say, okay, those are project templates. Here we go. Let's just say that I'll just import some random. This will work. Okay, so I've imported sort of a random audio track here just to kind of give you a quick rundown of what this is. I'm not even sure what this audio track is for. Let me hear this real quick. Oh, I know exactly what that's for. That's for an old winner of the song contest. Which, by the way, if you win the song contest, you get a free mix and master from yours truly. So there is a little bit of something involved with, you don't just get feedback, but you actually get a free mix and master too. So I'm going to bring that back here so it'll kind of be easier to see. All right. Now let's say that I wanted to automate something with my MIDI control surface. So it's currently plugged in, I believe. Better be. Otherwise, this is going to be Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to use one of the first faders that's found on my keyboard, and I'll show you this real quickly. So I'm going to, let's say I want to map my fader to the volume button. So what I'll do is I'll right-click on the volume button, and I'll go to Remote Control. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Learn, and I'm just going to move this volume fader that I have in my fingers right now that you can't see up and down. And then I'll hit click OK. Now, as you'll see on the screen, when I move the volume fader on my Oxygen M49, it's now moving the volume here. And that also marries over into the console view. So you'll see it's moving the fader as well. And you can do that with any of the buttons that are on and or knobs that are on your keyboard. And then after you get that, said and done, you've mapped it all out. I believe once you save the project and you open it back up, it should save all of the mappings. Okay? All right. So hopefully that answers that question. Now let's go on to 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏. I'm just going to call you MDC8 because that's a little bit easier. He's got a question. He says, what's the best audio interface under $200? Well, I actually have a kit. And what I mean by that is if you go to kit.com, and yet again, this is another way to support the channel. I said kit.com, it's actually kit.co. But this is another way to support the channel without having to give like a monthly donation or sign up for anything crazy like that if you're not, comfortable with doing that. But just by simply shopping through the links that I give you, it's at no extra cost to you yet again, but it will allow you to actually help to support the channel through affiliate sales. And although it is a minimal amount, every little bit helps, So let me take you to my kit, which this is included in the link in the description below as well. But if you go to this here, I actually have, hey, Ironwood Studios is in the house. Good to have you, buddy. If you click on this link, though, it actually brings up a page that will look somewhat similar to this here. And so this is like basically just lists upon lists of things that I would definitely recommend. And if you go into the affordable gifts for musicians, I believe I have some interfaces. Oops. I believe I have some interfaces in here. No, these are actually smaller gifts for musicians. Sorry. If you go into the podcasting kit, I know definitely has, yeah. So the Focusrite AT96, that probably won't be in that price range. Let's see, the live streaming kit. I have some things in there, but not. MIDI lovers. Here's a bunch of MIDI keyboards and cables that I recommend. Yet again, that doesn't help you if you're looking for an interface. I thought I had one in here that was just like affordable gear. That's weird. You know what, though? We can definitely create one because obviously I get this question a lot. Why don't I have that in there already? We will definitely create a kit for that. Affordable interfaces. Okay, so the Scarlett is definitely top of list, just simply because, yeah, here's the 2i2. I guarantee you that falls within that price range, and these converters and everything they're top of the line. So let me just make sure that this shows up. Yeah, it does. Okay, so yeah, this is $169, and this has already got 2 inputs, so you're there. These also have the ability to switch from instrument or to like microphone line in balanced inputs. So you got a lot of usage out of here. Matt Thompson, he actually recommends these as well. So these are widely recommended by a plethora of people. Micah definitely says Focusrite 2, Scarlett Solo. Tall Someone, good to have you here, buddy, as a first timer. Well, he's blowing me some kisses. Yep. Focusrite runs around 100. Yeah, and that's just it too. If you only need one input, like don't overbuy what you don't need. If it's just you recording yourself and you're going to layer multiple tracks anyway, the solo here, you're looking at 119 for the solo. That's a stinking good deal. And then they've got like these really cool little packages you can get too. Now, if you're going to be recording like you and a guitar, then definitely get the 2i2. That way you can plug in a guitar and, you know, a DI source for your acoustic or whatever it might be. And then, yeah. The UM2 is also affordable. Let's check that out, because I've actually heard a lot about it. I've never personally used one, but I have recommended them before because I've had so many people talk about how good they are. And I'm probably going to misspell this, but hopefully I believe it's by Behringer. Yeah, here it is. So we'll go ahead and add that to the kit too. Good deal. Yeah, anyone have any other suggestions, feel free to shoot those in the chat. We'll add these to the list for individuals who might be looking for audio interfaces. Now, here's another good one, the 𝗵𝗍𝗔. These might be a little bit pricier. I'm not sure. Let me check the kit out. No, these are actually cheaper, $69. Now, I actually have an old 𝗵𝗍𝗂 Fast Track, one of the first ones that came out, and it still works like a champ. So, yeah, this actually has phantom power as well. It has a direct mono or direct stereo source and the ability to use it for USB. So, very cool. Someone recommends the Pod Studio UX2 as well. Awesome. Thanks for the info there, Bop Studios. Thank you so much, someone. That's a testament to just how awesome you are. I appreciate that. Yeah, but this right here, if you're looking for an affordable interface, man, this right here honestly looks like this would be right up your alley for $69 with 2 inputs. I'm talking, wow. And it looks like it comes with, it actually comes with Pro Tools first. So if you want to get into using Pro Tools, it comes with 11 light guitar amp modeling plugin, 20 Avid Effects plugins, and X-Band 2, which is an awesome, I'm talking awesome, virtual instrument, if you've not checked that out. The UMC 22 is $50, he says. Let's check that out. Okay. Ah, okay. That's the one I was actually thinking about whenever I clicked on that in the first place. There we go. So yeah, we're definitely getting some good ones on here. If you're in the market for an affordable interface, this is definitely some good starting points, and I recommend any of these. Any of these are good. Now, if you want to get into the more higher end stuff, Antelope and what's the other one? They're predominantly for Mac, though. A lot of these here will go either way, Mac or PC, so that's always good. Awesome. So yeah, you can use the same link that I just shared earlier, and you'll be able to go straight to this page to shop. And if you do so, like I said, I will get a small commission for any sales that I make just for leading you to the product. So yet again, another cool way to support the channel without having to actually sign up for like a monthly donation or a Patreon account or anything like that. So someone says he advises using IZO drivers at all times with cheap interfaces. I would say yes and no. I've been actually using MME 32-bit, and it's been spot on. In fact, it's allowed me to move away from Cakewalk controlling everything on my computer and allowing me to live stream while I'm doing Cakewalk. Because before, when I was using IZO drivers, it literally just locked it up, and Cakewalk would not communicate with OBS, my streaming service. So oddly enough, I haven't been actually recommending that as much lately, but typically speaking, they are the most solid audio drivers. So yes, I would definitely say that. Bruce Brooks says he uses the Focusrite Scarlett for portable laptop sessions. Yes, and I do too. And a Focusrite Sapphire Pro 40 in the studio. Nice. Also a PreSonus audio box. Oh yeah, I need to throw that one there in the mix too. Probably not as affordable, but I know PreSonus has some good affordable. Yeah, these smaller versions are just as affordable and just as good. Honestly, in the day and age in which we live, a lot of the technology and the drivers that are being used, they're really spot on, and they're on par with anything that might be in the higher name studio, the bigger name studios rather. I mean, it's not going to be no Pro Tools HD rig, but then again, nobody has like $50,000 to lay down on converters. So Mark Wilkins says he's got an audio M track. I've got the one with the inserts to be able to use my outboard gear comps mostly while tracking. Nice. Definitely. Very cool. Always get the worst latency with MME. You know, I don't. I haven't in a long time. And maybe it's because I'm not recording live or something like that. But yeah, it's not really plagued me at all. Mob the Gamer says he's got a UM2 with an AKG P120S payment for mastering and creating a lyric video for a friend. Nice. The barter and trade system still works. Hey, John, good to see you here, buddy. I believe it's a first timer. You are correct. Most people do not run OBS while running a DAW, and so that's why I've had to switch to MME, at least when I'm doing this. Now, if I'm recording something that I want for sure to be, you know, the best quality possible, I do switch back to ASIO. But even here lately, I've been recording stuff and just forgot to, and I was like, oh no, and then I go back and listen, and it's fine. So Matt Thompson says, I found a plugin yesterday for that problem. Restream by Reaper allows you to get the audio into OBS while using ASIO drivers. Yes, there's a lot of workarounds that I actually went with. There's an ASIO Pro download somewhere that one of the gentlemen here that's normally in the chat, Keith Lane, recommended. And there were so many routing options that you could use with that it was crazy. But it actually just seemed like it bogged the workflow down even more. So, tricky getting the M Audio Fast Track working with Windows 10. It can be. I would definitely go to the M Audio website and check out the latest drivers. That's usually the biggest point. Hey, holla. The plugin, you just add to your master bus and it works as a broadcast. Oh, cool. Okay. Micah says he uses FL-IZO. No problems here with OBS. Awesome. Good deal. So John wants to know, what are my settings when I pick ASIO or MME? Well, let's just check them out. So we go back over here to the Cakewalk here, the DAW of choice. And for some reason, I'm spacing out. This is what happens when you have ADD and you try to do too many things at once. So if I go to my driver settings, you can see I've got it set close to the middle. And I didn't actually start recording in 48K sampling rates until I got the Rodecaster Pro that I'm using for my live streams. And it intrinsically uses 48K, and you can't change it. You can't change it to 41, which I was normally used to. So 24-bit 41K has always been my standard. But here lately, I've been using 24-bit 48K and having no problems, other than individuals that are still recording in 44.1 and sending me tracks. But even at that, whenever you import anything into Cakewalk, it automatically recognizes the right sample rates and bit rates and will either upsample or downsample them. And I don't hear any weird audio differences either. So yeah, as you can see here on this screen, I'm definitely using MME 32-bit, doing the multi-process engine. I'm not even using plug-in load balancing. I haven't even had to use it. But yeah, that's sort of how I've been doing it. So awesome. I appreciate the fact that you think this is a great discussion. That's what we try to do on here, is just inform and create and help individuals. Which, by the way, if you are new to the channel here and you're kind of like, well, what's this channel all about? Literally, this channel just does anything and everything to help you with your audio issues, whether it's kind of like what we're doing today, a Q&A, whether it's installation issues. I actually have a Skype session sort of, it's a paid format, but you can buy an hour of my time and I'll go through setting up your DAW, mixing a song along with you, whatever it might be, sorting through issues, sort of a consultation call there. But most of my stuff I do here on the channel is completely free. So if you are here for the first time, consider subscribing so that every time I go live or I upload a new tutorial, you'll be the first to know. Here on the channel, there are tons and tons of tutorials, not just on Cakewalk, but anything audio related. And even a lot of the Cakewalk tutorials that I have can be applied to any DAW that you're using. So we got 23 concurrent viewers. Nice to have each and every one of you. If you're a lurker in the chat, you haven't commented yet, just go ahead and give us a shout out. Let us know where you're from. Be a good way to sort of break the ice. Bop Studio says, yeah, my downfall using the Scarlett 18i and Scarlett ADAT add-on limits me to 44.1. It's not really that much of a limitation, though, at the same time, if you think about it, because all of the industry standard, music that you're listening to is, why do I keep opening that? is actually brought down to 16-bit 44.1K anyway. Unless it's on a streaming platform that's using like the high-end, there's actually a platform, I can't remember the name of it right now, that actually uses that. I have to get back with you on that, but there's a platform now where you can go and they, sort of the premise behind the whole platform is high fidelity audio, which is super cool because I think it was created by a mastering engineer. Imagine that. Bop Studio, or I'm sorry. Yeah, I just answered that question. Okay. Mob the Gamer. Oh my goodness. His song Brace, which was one of the songs that he actually shared here on a song contest not too long ago. Excellent song, by the way. His song Brace has just hit 100,000 streams on Spotify. Good night. Congratulations, man. That deserves a huge round of applause. Super awesome. So Tall Someone says he's from Dublin, Ohio. Nice. You're just a state over from where I'm at. And we've got Bruce Brooks is from Long Island, New York. Good deal. How's the weather in New York right now, by the way? Somebody told me it was hotter than fire down there. Micah says he always updates drivers and Windows. Let's see what happens with Windows 11. I'm not looking forward to Windows 11. 𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗃. Good deal. Northern British Columbia and Canada here. Good deal. 6-string Gunner's back. But you know what? I'm glad that 𝗪𝗃 just showed up. Very, very glad that 𝗪𝗃 just showed up because, 𝗪𝗃, I've got a surprise for you, buddy. Okay. Are you ready for this? Today was the Cakewalk Q&A that we spoke of. I have a surprise for you, 𝗪𝗃. Guess what? You were the winner for the HSS Song Contest this month with your song, Take It Back. Congratulations, man. You did an awesome job on the song. Love the submission. And remember, guys, when I pick these submissions, it's not just based on who you are or if you're a giver or if you have never donated at all or whatever it might be. This is based off of how I think it's going to help everyone in the whole scheme of things. So, congratulations, 𝗪𝗃. You definitely deserve it. It was a cool song, and I'm looking forward to getting the chance to mix it. So, if you've never done this before, it's super simple. All you have to do is just simply, whatever DAW you are using. I know here on Cakewalk, I've got this really cool, let me get this comment out of the way real quick. But I've got this really cool feature here in Cakewalk where I can actually go to File and Export Audio and actually go here to Tracks, and I can actually export all of the multi-tracks this way. Very cool. So you can just export them all that way, put them into a zip folder and send them to me through a Google Drive link, or if you'd like to, you can even upload the folder to the song contest folder, whatever's easiest for you. But just shoot me an email at @gmail.com, and then we can kind of converse back and forth about how you can get those tracks to me. If you want to use a Cakewalk bun file, if you're using Cakewalk, very well too. So good job, man. Good job. And someone suggested we need to hear the song again. I'm totally down with that. Let's go ahead and check out the song that won the song contest again. Why not? And while that's playing, you guys can come up with some more awesome questions here. And then we'll kind of start wrapping things up. All right, so this is the song that won the song contest for June. By the way, the July song contest is alive and well. So if you want to get in on that, it's really simple. There's a link here in the description of the video. It just simply says monthly song contest. You can go in there. It gives you all of the rules and regulations. There's not many. You upload a song right there on that form, so you don't have to open up any other accounts or do any crazy Google swappage. But just upload your song there, and then we will all come back together here later in the month of July. We'll listen to it, all of us together, give some great feedback. You'll get some feedback from the community. I'll give you some of my professional feedback as well. And then if you're picked the winner, like 𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀 was, you'll have a chance to get that song mixed and mastered. All right, so let's take a listen to it.
Why have you rejected us? Passing all the blame. Why does your anger burn slowly with no flame? I remember we were the ones long ago in your arms, in your home.
Awesome. We won't listen to the whole song here because if 𝗏𝗀𝗃 allows us to, and it's only if you allow us to, 𝗏𝗏𝗃, I know you said that you were a little bit nervous about the next steps. Now, if you don't want me to mix the song and master the song live for all of the community to see, that's completely fine. I totally understand that. There have been individuals in the past that have won, and they just simply said, I don't feel comfortable with that. And I'm completely fine with that. If you won, who am I to say that, yes, it's going to be done this way? So if you want me to mix and master it privately, I can even make you a video of what I did separately that will not be posted. So that's totally up to you. I'm not here to try to shame anybody. And I totally understand too, because I know it's like bearing your soul, you know, and sometimes you don't want to do that. So how to install a drum kit in Cakewalk. That would probably be a longer episode than what would be for this live stream, because we are about ready to wrap this live stream up. But essentially what I would do is I use Addictive Drums. So I would simply go up here to the plus symbol, go to Instrument. I would go to Addictive Drums 2 and hit Create. And for me, my drum kit would be created. Addictive Drums used to be a add-on that came with Cakewalk, so it integrates seamlessly. But then, like, let's say, okay, I've got this, now what? So if I go to Insert Track Template, I can go to Soft Synth, and you'll see that Session Drummer is actually on here. They already have one set up for Session Drummer. And I thought I had one already. I do have one already created for Addictive Drums, but I don't think I've imported it into this as of yet. But what I can do is literally just go in here to pick one of these. And what this is going to do is it's going to load up a template now for the drums. So let me delete this. And this has got Session Drummer 3 already broke out into each of the kick pieces. So you'll notice let me move this out of the way. So they each have their own track. Now what I can do though is just simply exit out of this, right click, and say Replace Synth here, and replace that now with Addictive Drums. So I just use a track template, and if you have, like, maybe it's Steven Slade SSD, whatever it might be, you can do the same thing. So now I've replaced it with Addictive Drums, and watch. All the kit pieces are not broke out. So it looks like the kick was broke out. However, I would have to go in here and manually route each of these, which isn't hard. You just simply go here. Okay, this is the snare. All right, well, we can put this in the snare. I got to find the right one, though. Oh, I think I know what I did. Okay. So I put this in the snare, and then I've got to put this into separate out. There we go. So I actually did create a drum map already for this, and it's super simple to just load up the template. I have to actually find that template though, because when I reinstalled Cakewalk on the computer after I wiped it, it's still on my external hard drive. So very cool. I want to try out this. Go ahead and delete these 12. Okay, so Bob the Gamer wants to know, can you show us how you solo one single track at a time without unsoloing the previous one? Yes. So if you go up here to your mix tab, there's two different options for solo. There's a solo, and then there is a exclusive solo. So you want to be in exclusive solo mode. So what that would do is, I'm just fly in a couple tracks here real quickly. And then we'll just expand these here real quickly. Zoom out here and get to the actual audio. Okay, So now in exclusive solo mode, you'll see I can switch back and forth between the two. So now this one's soloed. I can just switch back and forth between the two. It just jumps where the solo is at. Now if I have it on a regular solo, it's going to allow me to solo two at a time. So super simple. That's how you do that. All right, guys. So unfortunately, we've had a lot of fun here today, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to wrap it up. I say unfortunately, but it's actually very fortunate because I have the day off with my family. So I don't mean that in any bad connotation. Good deal. All right. Looks like peer pressure worked. This gathering counters any notions that humans aren't loving and joyful. Awesome. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. As Bop Studios has said, some folks ain't ready for that mix. That's true, but it looks like 𝗏𝗀𝗃 is going to agree, so very awesome. The biggest thing, the biggest thing that usually most people are like, please do not solo my vocals. Joseph Wright. Nice to have you, buddy, as a first timer. All right, so before we go, we're going to do something that we always do here on the channel. This is sort of a staple of the channel. For those of you that are new, you may not get this, but let's go ahead and spin the wheel of awesomeness. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is 𝗬𝗄𝗃 𝗬𝗏. We're going to spin the wheel of awesomeness. If you're new to the show, this is the part where Robert usually goes and drains his bladder or goes and plays with his pillow. I don't know, but he brings on 𝗬𝗃 𝗬𝗏, yours truly, and then I announce the wheel. We spin the wheel, and whatever the wheel lands on, that's what we do. Oh no, here comes Robert. Oh, 𝗬𝗃, get up. Well, okay. I don't know what he said this time. I went to go use the bathroom. I come back, and every time I come back, he's got this look on his face like he said something weird. I don't know. Andy, good to have you, buddy. First timer. Michael Bryant, first timer. Good deal. So this is called the Wheel of Awesomeness, folks, as 𝗬𝗃 𝗬𝗏 announced, and hopefully didn't say anything too weird this time. We just basically spin this wheel. Wherever it lands, that's what we do. Several different options available here on the wheel, and we have a favorite. All right, so before we go, we're just going to give a quick shout out for our favorite. Let's say, what is your favorite new feature of Cakewalk by BandLab? And if you don't use Cakewalk by BandLab, what's the favorite feature of your DAW of choice? And let us know what your DAW of choice is. Like, what is it that every time you open up your DAW, you're like, this is why I use my DAW. It's for this feature right here. Give a quick shout out on that in the chat. So thankful for each and every one of you that have showed up today, by the way. We have a whopping 26 viewers in the chat today. This is super awesome. Thank you all for showing up. It's been amazing. Six String Gunner says, Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Independence Day to everyone. And my chat box is currently not working as usual. So we'll just go back to the old method of doing things here. I don't know why this is continually doing this. It's crazy. Like some days it'll work and then other days it won't. There we go. Micah says it's because it works. Awesome. Vob the Gamer says vocal comping, one of his favorite features. The workflow across two monitors. I love that. Using two currently right now. Yes. Best feature of Cakewalk is this show. Nice. And 26 likes. Good deal. Thank you all so much for showing up. You guys are just awesome. I appreciate everyone's comments too. You guys don't know how much I appreciate just showing up and just being as cool as you all are. Greatly appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and change the collar here for a minute. get to something a little more. There we go. Got to have that purple up in here because we like that purple. Good deal. So thank you all so much for showing up today. If you have any questions outside of this live stream, feel free to email me at homestudiosimplified@gmail.com. There's also a Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group, but you're more than welcome to be a part of it. I just keep it private so that we keep out any spam or any crazy people like posting. It's insane to see what some of these groups are getting flooded with. Bruce Brooks he says his favorite feature that it doesn't work on a Mac. Michael Bryant says he mainly uses Reaper, but I have Cakewalk, Acid Pro, sweet, use that, Studio One, and FL Studio, along with a free version of Ableton. This guy is multi-talented here. Your great self-secure spirit harbors this well. Awesome. Thank you so much. Good deal. Well, to all of you, thank you so much once again, and thank you for being here, but also have a great weekend. Enjoy the time with your family and friends, and if you're still on quarantine, give someone a call and let them know that you appreciate them. During this time, I think one of the biggest detriments, other than obviously the disease itself, is the fact that so many people have fallen out with other individuals because, you know, you're a mask wearer and I don't wear masks, and it's caused all this division, this chaos. Let's get away from that. Call somebody if you haven't called them in a long time and let them know that you care about them. That would be better than anything else that you could do in this current time. So let's give some huge shout outs as well to these individuals. These are people who have recently subscribed. Young Black Entrepreneurs, good to have you. Sergey Panarmaner, Yaman Alarani, David Ladner, Rob Tapling, Mob the Gamer has recently pledged $1 through Patreon. Thank you so much, by the way, Mob. And Gordon Grunau has been a $5 pledge. So he's can't talk. He's hopped on at $5 pledge a month through Patreon. Thank you so much. If you'd like to know exactly what that's all about, head over onto the Patreon page. You'll be given access to some specific and Patreon only stuff. Like we just recently released a bunch of multi-tracks to all of the Michael Jackson stuff that we've been doing here on the Patreon page. And those are also available as well. The Billie Jean tracks are also available as well on, sorry, I'm trying to pull up the Patreon page here in case you weren't. There it is. Those multi-tracks are also available on the Facebook page for free. So you don't have to sign up just to get those. But there's also multi-tracks from previous mixed competitions and stuff like that we've got in there. EQ cheat sheets, just all kinds of cool stuff that you'll get access to. And I'm going to be doing more content for Patreon members only. Just recently, last night, actually, I posted a video of my how much I earn here on YouTube and my earnings from online, basically, just to be transparent amongst friends. So if that's something that you'd be interested, going on and check that out. You can actually pledge as low as $1.99 a month and still get access to a lot of cool stuff. So great to see you all in here today. So appreciative of everything yet again. So have a great weekend with your friends and family. Like I said, call someone, let them know that you still care about them. And then real quickly, I'm going to get the post or the play. I can't talk right now. I wish you all could see sometime how many things I'm trying to do at once here. And I'm not a multitasker, so this is incredibly, incredibly challenging for me, but I love doing it. I'm trying to get to the groups page so I can actually post a link rather, of that group for you all. Here we go. It is called the HSS Collab. And we literally just get in there and riff ideas off of each other. There's been collaborations of songs before that people have done in there. So definitely want to go and check that out. And I've posted that in the description of, or actually here in the link. Yeah, it's posted there. My mind's going blank right now. It's crazy. Awesome. Thank you all so much for the well wishes, and I wish you well as well. So until next time, guys, remember, we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. Love each and every one of you here. Bye.